Sorry, Spencer. I'll get to you in just a minute.
I was really going to make a point. So.
No, well, what I was going to say was that it seemed like Raw was going for more established stars that are already packaged and stamped on the WWE approval, while SmackDown seems to be doing more of the opposite. They're bringing like a lot of the independent guys or people from NXT who are still not quite getting a start, but they're finally getting that big time call up. I mean, when they announced American Alpha on SmackDown, I'm like, well, saw that coming, but at the same time, yes, for putting a good tag team on a pretty good brand. But yeah, that's kind of why I've been more heavily favored of SmackDown.
Right, and he mentioned it too, that to have a good show, you almost have to have a good crowd. I don't want to necessarily bank an entire show's success based on the crowd reaction.
Bank.
Like we always pride ourselves on being part of the crowd at Raw in Green Bay with the "Let's Go Cena AJ Styles" chant. That's one of my favorite chants ever right now. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that if you have a dead crowd, it kind of brings the entire show to a screeching halt, and then you have to recover.
Right. I think that I think Seth Rollins had a lot of good points in this promo, but it died a death because the crowd, you hear a pin drop.
Right.
But I mean, that's that crowds are not entirely the fault of WWE. Like, I think if they actually got their stuff together and they wound up making a compelling product, people were popping for, because they did pop occasionally, but they could have done a lot more. I think that a lot of that falls on them to make a compelling product. So they have to meet each other halfway. It's just, I'm kind of rambling here, but
it's fine. It's fine. Another question from CNC Gaming at Team Pavement 1 asks you, Brian, what promotions do you commonly work for, and how often are you booked to perform as a manager?
It's the amount of times that I'm working in wrestling shows has gone down over the years, because over the time I made the audacious decision to want to be paid. And so I'm not going to drive hundreds of miles. And I know it's like, when I think back and say, I probably could have done that more in my youth, but now I definitely don't want to do it because I have a wife and kids to worry about and want to be with.
Right.
So yeah, but I mean, I work for a promotion in Reno, APW Nevada, and I've worked for Action Coast Empire, which unfortunately I've recently learned is now defunct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I primarily work in the northern Nevada, northern California area. I try and work when I can. It's not very often. When people do book me, I let my fans know. That's for sure. I would like to work more. So hey, if anyone needs a manager and they're willing to fly me out, my email is wrestlingwithregret@gmail.com. You know where to find me.
Absolutely.
Well, here's an interesting question. I mean, since What Culture Pro Wrestling is now free, and you guys are doing your whole What Culture Wrestling with Regret Internet Darling deal WrestleMania weekend, could we possibly see a Adam Blampier representative versus a Brian Zane representative in the future?
I don't know. It sounds intriguing, and I don't have any plans. I have not been contacted to work WCPW yet. I'd like to. It's just, trying to figure out, the flight to England. It's kind of a time-consuming thing.
Oh, yeah.
That, and I don't know. It's like, I'd love to work with them, and I think, I would hope that they would enjoy working with me. And now that we do the Internet Darlings thing, hopefully we can do some kind of cross-promotion on that level. And I would love to. I would die for the chance to work overseas. I've never been to England. I would love the chance to work, and I've never actually been flown anywhere to work. But if I could, for the first time, like out of the country, to be working for WCW, that'd be great. So maybe one day. I have no idea when, but maybe someday.
Well, who would you want to have as your representative for that possible fantasy matchup?
I don't know, because I don't want to sound like an idiot, because admittedly I don't follow the UK indie scene all that well, so I couldn't tell. I follow. The most I know is now through WCPW and what I've watched of them. But I wouldn't be above bring in some American talent along with me. I'm trying to think of who's not signed right now that besides going for the obviously Jay Lethal or whoever, people who've already been there. I've always done well with tag teams. Maybe I'll do something with Vance Archer and Harry Smith Jr. Or I guess David Boy Smith Jr. I don't know what he's going by now, but get those guys. They're tag teaming in Japan. I'd love to bring them to WCPW for sure.
Cool. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Just
yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about the Cruiserweight Classic. So far, just
I'm sold.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, it's just amazing what they're doing over there, and I absolutely love the commentary team of Morrow and Daniel. They, one calls the shots, one explains the move that just happened, and it's just this. Yeah, it's just this dream team of commentators. So, want to get your thoughts very quickly on the Cruiserweight Classic. We all know that the Cruiserweight belt is coming back to Raw. So, who makes the jump up to Monday Night Raw?
Well, do we know for sure the title's coming back? Because I know the division's coming back, but I haven't heard anything about an actual championship.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should retract that statement. I haven't heard anything about the title, but the division is coming back to Monday Night Raw.
It would make sense, though, to bring it back, though, after the whole Cruiserweight Classic is over. But, we know WWE with a lot of their decision-making, so...
Right. But, yeah, I guess, who makes the jump?
Well, I mean, there's definitely, I've heard, stories about Kota Ibushi, Grand Metallic, getting signed, among others. I think you'd bring up at least half of the people who are, in the Classic right now, and it'd be a sufficient division. I think, bring Kendrick and Tajiri, they're already, they're back. I think Tajiri actually signed, so I think bringing him back would be good. It's funny, I was just talking with Jay Biggs, we were just watching one of the latest episodes the other day, and we were like, boy, they sure kept it, the tension, the suspense of who's going to win this match between Brian Kendrick and whoever the hell this guy is. Or Tajiri and this other person. Like, man,
Damian Slayer.
They could lose. I don't know. That's beside the point. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good guys. It's like, I love, I think the only person who liked Alejandro Saez from the opening episode, just the way he sells and his mannerisms and stuff. I loved it. That kept me engaged. And really, that's half the battle, is not just doing the moves in the ring, but also telling a story with your body language. And, some might say it was a little over the top, but I think he got it,
Yeah, whatever. As long as you don't kill yourself, it's not over the top. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Of course, the match with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa was just an absolute spot fest and amazing show.
Yeah, bring those guys too. I actually haven't watched their match yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Oh, then I won't say anything more about it, but
be prepared to grab the box of tissues.
Matches are considered for match of the year. Boy, they're right up there with Sammy and Kevin from Battleground. They're right up there.
As well as Sammy Nakamura.
Yeah, Sami Zayn's putting on some classic matches.
Jeez Louise. All right, we got one more question that we'll ask, and then we'll see what happens from there. Coming from Mr. I just had it, and then just disappeared on me. Okay, Mr. George Evans. He asked the question. Do you watch any other?
Charge for one show, and here's what happens.
Yes. I pulled basically what WWE did on the draft night, where they say that apparently Cesaro is a 9-time tag team champion. He debuted in '99.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, high five.
Who was that even supposed to be for by that graphic? I was thinking about that. Who fits that description? 9-time tag champ. Is that even like a thing, or is that just a placeholder? I don't know.
That could have been for the Dudley Boys, for all I know. But
Maybe.
I think they did it in late '99. So yeah. Go to the question. Yeah.
I don't know. So, Mr. George Evans, he asked the question: do you watch any other wrestling series besides WWE, possibly like Lucha Underground? Because I know you talked about the whole Final Deletion deal between Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, and honestly, I didn't get a chance to watch it until I watched your video first, and I thought, okay, if he's saying good things about it, it might be worth watching. And then I see it, I'm like, oh wow, that's blows my mind. But yeah, do you plan on doing any like recaps for like Lucha Underground or stuff like that?
That's always a possibility. You know, the more time I'm getting to do my show now, I think it opens up the possibility for me to do a lot more than what I'm currently doing. As of right now, I don't have a plan to do it, but it's possible. I'd love to watch more Lucha Underground, and you know, dare I say TNA, but it's just an issue of like time right now. It's an issue of like I can only take in so much wrestling content, and not only that, but also, you know, at the same time produce my show.
Right.
Because I have some catch up to do. I've got to ramp up for season 6, which drops the first September 1st. It's the first Thursday of the month. So that's that's my priority number 1 right now. So me focusing on trying to study character development, the story arcs of Lucha Underground TNA is really the last thing on my mind. If there's something that's, you know, hugely gone viral, like the final deletion, like then I will take some time to watch it. Give my thoughts on that. But like it's, you know, really those aren't on my radar, but I want them to be, and so hopefully I will get to that point.
Well, they do have Moose now, so that's kind of one of the reasons why they're under my radar right now. So.
Absolutely.
You have nothing to say about TNA.
No, I got nothing to say about TNA. Nothing.
You like
know
to...
my feelings on TNA.
Yeah, you say TN who?
Yeah. Who?
Test and who?
Test and Albert, right?
Oh, I thought it was Test and Trish. And Albert.
Very underrated tag team.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to be taking a short little break, but first, before we go, we'd like to say thank you, of course, Brian Zane, as always, for being on the show and for starting the SummerSlam series with a huge bang. It is awesome to have you on here. Awesome talking to you. Always an honor.
Yes, you know, and I said it before at the beginning as well, that you were one of our first guests here on the show, and we loved you, and we really do appreciate you coming back. It's great talking to you again. And of course, we're really glad to see your growth in the last year as well. You know, we've grown as well. It makes a difference that a year can make a complete difference in you know, the content producing world. And we look up to you, and we love what you put out there on YouTube. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, thank you for having me. And yeah, I will. Can I plug all my stuff real quick?
Oh, please do.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. Well,
Take your time.
the YouTube channel once again is Wrestling with Regret. Spelled the W at the beginning, so it's alliterative. I try and do at least 2-3 videos a week. Starting a new segment. Starting Wednesday is Who Wore It Better, where I compare Raw and SmackDown that week, and I talk about who won that week.
That's awesome.
You know, and then starting September 1st is season 6. I was on hiatus this summer, the same way McFoy was retired in early 2000. I've been basically producing stuff nonstop, even though I've been on a break. It's been a break from my extended reviews. You know, the long form videos. But those are going to come back September 1st with the Brawl for All, and a lot of fun to be had with that one. And so, yeah, season 6 is pretty much going to, you know, these seasons go for as long as I can go before I burn out. But I think I've got a lot of ideas in the tank, and I'm producing away on that. So I hope you guys see what's coming in store for that. But I mean, in the meantime, I still have a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of content. I do pay-per-view reviews, and I'm going to start doing predictions. So it'll be a lot of fun. But aside from that, I'm on Twitter at @ZmanBrianZane. I am on Facebook, Wrestling with Regret. Don't try to friend request my personal page. If you find it, I will not answer it because I don't know you. And sorry, it's the one heel thing I do. The Internet Darlings Live happening Saturday, April 1st of next year in Orlando, Florida, WrestleMania weekend. Check out my YouTube channel for more information on that. And I guess that's about it. I'm also on Twitch, and I try and stream when I can. But yeah, that's, you know, we've got a nice core of regulars who show up there, but it's not necessarily it's not setting the world on fire. I'll say that much.
Yeah, Twitch is there for video games and stuff, and if you want to have fun. But yeah, I completely agree that it's it's a